YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy, Fit Soldier, coming to you with another freaking video. So, it's been a couple of weeks, actually it's been a whole month since I posted the last video. It's been a long, process getting from Fort Bragg to Fort Lee. So I PCS'd from Fort Bragg to Fort Lee, started BOLC June 26. So, and then as soon as I got here, it's been all downhill from there, like just going, getting stuff done, back and forth, Inprocessing and all that stuff. So this video is gonna be on, if you're this is gonna be about week 1 and 2 of BOLC. Alright, I was gonna do just week 1, but I'm gonna do week 1 and 2 because week 1 is just like Inprocessing stuff, so I'm gonna tell you about that. Week 2 is when your classes start and kick off. So right now I'm going into week 4, so this video is gonna cover week 1 and 2, and then I'll have another video for week 3, and then when I'm done week 4, I'll do another video. So didn't have time to record, like I said. It's been a lot of work getting here, getting all my stuff delivered to Fort Lee. Also, classes and PT and driving back and forth and just getting situated. It's been, I didn't know it was gonna be this much work, but it was a lot of work. So I'm kind of situated a little bit now. Things are going a little bit smoother. So I was like, let me get this video out the way. Alright, so this can be for any one of you guys going to BOLC. It doesn't matter what BOLC you're going to. But like my experience is gonna be on log BOLC because I'm Ordnance EOD. But I'm going through the Ordnance portion of my BOLC right now. And they have changed it, so right now it's called log BOLC. So before, in the past, there used to be quartermaster, they would do their own BOLC, transportation would do their own BOLC, and ordnance would do their own BOLC. Now it's combined, so you have in your class, you would have multiple people from all those other branches. So you're gonna have quartermaster people, transportation people, and ordnance people. It's gonna be a mixture of those three in your class. It's a combined logistics BOLC now. Alright, so get that out the way so you guys that's about to commission coming up next year, when you get the BOLC, that's what to expect. If you are quartermaster, transportation, ordnance, it's going to be a combined logistics BOLC. Alright, so just get that out the way. Now, week 1 is, like I said, I PCS'd. So I was a snowbird, meaning on my orders, I had 10 days prior to my start date. I was able to permissive TDY here, and I PCS'd, came here. They give you 10 days to look for a place because we're not allowed to stay at the hotel, which is the Army Logistics University Hotel, the IHG on post. We're not allowed to stay there. I did stay there for like 4 or 5 days until I found an apartment. And once I found an apartment, I left and then moved into my apartment. Alright, but they give you 10 days for you to get all that situated. If you're not PCS, you're going to be TDY, which means you'll be staying in the hotel and you'll be getting per diem. I'll do a whole nother video on per diem, and I'll do a whole nother video on PCS and let you know what's the difference. Alright, this video is just on what to expect for week 1 and 2 of BOLC. So, like I said, I came here June 26th. My start date was July 7th, so that's my 10 days there. During those 10 days of my permissive TDY, I got all my stuff here, delivered, went back to Fort Bragg, chilled out for a little bit, and then came back, chilled out for a little bit, decorated the apartment, all that stuff, got my TV set up, my computer set up, all that stuff. And then I signed in on Sunday, which is July 7th. That's when our class signed in and we had our introductions. So because I was PCS, I was able to do all my week 1 stuff during that 10 days as well. So all of us that was PCS, we were able to knock out all that stuff before our class start. So we wouldn't have to wait on lines and, do all that stuff that they were doing in week 1, which I'm about to tell you. So when you start, you're gonna do in-processing. It's the same as when you go to any unit, any unit, or you PCS anywhere, or anywhere you go, you're gonna in-process at that duty station. All right. So we had to do medical, dental. You have to visit the housing office, Army Community Service, soldier readiness clinic. Also, I had to go to the weapons registration office. If you have a weapon, you got to register it, and then they store it in a storage facility somewhere. You got to go to behavioral health services, get those signed off. Social work, Army substance abuse program. You got to go to the child youth services liaison office. If you have kids, you gotta get all that stuff registered and signed up. If you have pets, you gotta go to the veterinarian clinic, register your pet. So I have a dog, I have to do that. So there's a lot of stuff you have to do during week 1. Week 1 is literally no classes. It's just all in-processing stuff, guys, and briefs. It's like hella briefs, like boring briefs. But you're gonna get these briefs everywhere you go. It's gonna get boring after a while. If you're new to the military, these briefs might not be boring. It's gonna be informational for you, but you pretty much hear all of them before. Sharp, alcohol briefs. All these different briefs you're gonna get. I would say the brief to pay attention to the most is that transportation brief, because you're gonna have to visit the transportation office and the defense military pay office. Those finance and transportation, those 2 briefs are the ones you want to focus on the most, because if your finance is jacked up and your paperwork's jacked up, your pay is gonna be jacked up and it's gonna delay your pay. So make sure y'all get that checked out. For travel, like I said, make sure that's on point. Save all your receipts. Do your weight tickets if you're PCSing like me. I had to save my weight ticket for the U-Haul. Make sure I weigh it empty, weigh it full. Weigh all your vehicles before you get here. Yeah, so make sure all that stuff is good, guys, because a lot of people have been getting screwed because they didn't have their paperwork correct. Now, that's all gonna be in week 1, all in processing stuff. All right. Week 2 is classes start. So usually our classes start between 8:30 and 9. Now you're gonna do PT every day. Not every company is the same. Our company, we do PT every day. Mondays and Fridays is a company run, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays is your platoon. Your class would be conducting PT individually. So it would be either strength in the strength gym, or you'll be doing PT at the stadium or on post somewhere. You will conduct your individual PT with your class. All right. There's gonna be a PTO. You're gonna get assigned positions. I'm the S3 and assistant PTO, which is the physical training officer. So as S3, I'm in charge of all the training, events, slides, making sure the event calendar is kept up to date. And as the PTO assistant, I help out our PTO officer with ideas on PT and stuff like that. All right. What else? So yeah, but you will be assigned positions, and it will rotate. So it'll be S6, S4, S2, S1, and so on and so forth. All right. So the classes, I don't know what all I could talk about, but you know, most of the stuff is pretty much Googleable, or dang, is that a word, Googleable? Just created a word, y'all. But I can briefly talk about it. So, you know, for week 1, it's all, now it's gonna rotate by classes as well. So when we're doing something, our sister classes, so I'm in Charlie Company Bravo class, right? There's Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie class. So Bravo class, whatever we're doing in week 1, on a certain week, Alpha will be doing the opposite, and then Charlie will be doing the third opposite, and then flip flop. So we're not, all the classes are not learning the same thing. You would switch. So if we're learning about weapons this week, and another class is learning about transportation, the next week we'll switch. That we'll do transportation, and then they'll do weapons, so on and so forth. All right. So our first week was all sustainment. It was all about sustainment and learning about the trains, or I would say BCTs, CSSBs, learning about the armor combat teams, you know, learning about the ISBs, you know, how medical is transported during support, and how, you know, ammo, food, all the classes. You're learning about all the classes of supply. So from class 1 to class 10, you're learning how it affects the battlefield. You're learning about MRE calculations, you know, how to calculate how much MREs your company is gonna need, or your platoon, or your battalion is gonna need for a certain training. It's you'll be surprised, actually. The first couple of weeks of log bullet, there's a lot of math going on in it too. As I talk about the other weeks, you'll see. This first week, the math in this first week was just calculations on MREs, UGRs, HNS. If you don't know these acronyms, they're just, you know, Army acronyms for food. You can just Google it. You know, I'm not gonna go in depth. The video is already long, but I'm not gonna break it down that much. But yeah, MREs, UGR, HNS. Learning about the different types of MREs. You know, like the religious ones, the halal MREs. Learning about how to set up a BSA, how to displace a BSA, how to you know, do convoys, you know, for transportation of your you know, your support convoy. How to, what else? How to, you know, how to protect the flock, which is the front line of troops. It's a lot of just sustainment, learning about sustainment in the first week. All right, that's as much as I can literally say and talk about. So, like I said, second week is gonna be all sustainment, and you know, going through all the process of sustainment classes and all the different types of sustainments. All right, first week is all Inprocessing. So to end the video, my summary would be: make sure you're ready when you move in to Bullock. Make sure you're physically fit. Oh, by the way, you do your PT test would be that first Thursday. So whatever week that you start class, your PT test will be that first week. So make sure you're physically fit, guys. I know for me, I had 2 months off after commissioning. A lot of people have a lot more time off after commissioning, and you know, they don't keep up on their fitness, and you see it. Like our PT tests, our class, we have a lot of good athletes in our class. I would say, like military athletes. We got a dang cross country runner, another guy that's really fast. You know, we got a lot of guys that's swole. You know, we got some females that's super fit too. So I think our class is pretty good. But looking at those other classes, yeah, a lot of people are struggling, y'all. So make sure you stay up on your fitness. All you gotta do is pass your PT test. You don't have to go crazy and get a 300, 400 PT score. All you gotta do is pass your PT test. All right, and then you start your class. If you don't pass the PT test, I don't know what to tell you guys. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it for this video. Like I said, make sure have all your paperwork, have 10 copies as well. Make sure you have 10 copies of everything, because everywhere you're gonna go, they're gonna ask for your orders, a copy of your birth certificate, your marriage license, your this, your that. They're gonna ask you for copies of everything. So make sure you have 10 copies of everything, because if you don't, then you gotta log in and download and do all this stuff. That's gonna take a lot of time, because even though you're in processing, you have other briefs that you have to get to in a timely manner. Like, you have to be there. So it's crazy, guys. Anyway, so look out for the next video, which I'll be going over week 3 of BOLC, and I'll let you guys know about that. That video will probably be a little bit more in-depth video. This was just giving you guys an idea of what to expect. If you want more details on week 1 and 2, let me know. I can do a part 2 of week 1 and 2 type of video to go in more depth. This was just a brief, to give you an idea of what to expect. Alright? Anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're already a subscriber of the channel, make sure you share the video to your friends and everybody else. Let's get this subscriber count up, because we about to go in, y'all. Alright? Hey, cadets! Exercise. Peace.